Hello guys, welcome to my video. So today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. I'm just going to kind of throw out an idea of a new project I'm going to be working on. This project's going to be American Civil War 6mm. It's nothing I've done before, but something I've really been looking into kind of recently, and really like the idea of having kind of divisional based or even potentially core based games where I'm just commanding big armies. So I've been looking at some 6mm. I've looked at Bacchus or Bacchus, however you pronounce it, and then Adler as well. I'm swaying towards Bacchus a bit more. I just really like the poses and how they look. Yeah, it doesn't mean I don't like the Adler. I just think I prefer the Bacchus. I haven't looked I think I've tried to look at some others, but I'm kind of stuck on these two main companies. But my plan is to build the Confederate First Corps during the Battle of Gettysburg under the command of Longstreet. So what I've kind of laid out here is First Corps and its divisions, with my dice representing the bases or the stands of infantry I'm going to be using. So I'm thinking of by using Bacchus and them coming in 4 models per strip, I was thinking of using 2 strips per base, giving 8 men on a base, and each base representing a regiment. So if a dice here, for instance, represents a regiment in what would then be a brigade. So if you can see here, I've got quite a few brigades. What's that, 11 brigades, which I don't know how I had filled them exactly. I was looking along the lines of using the Fire and Fury rule set, Brigade Fire and Fury rather than the regiments one, but trying to look into it's not that easy. I've tried to look on YouTube and there just doesn't seem to be that much out there for that. There's a few videos doing some battle reports, but nothing really breaking down the game and how it functions and how you can build armies. I know you can have divisions, and I think you can go up to corps, but it's kind of a plan of me building up a corps, First Corps, just because I quite like First Corps and the characters involved with it. So I mean, if I don't get to use my whole corps, at least it's still kind of a personal collection thing for me of just building up, and I think it'd be quite fun. So I'm not sure how I'm going to base them yet. I was thinking of maybe basing them on 20mm by 25mm, or 25mm by 20mm, because I've noticed a few YouTube channels I've been looking at, some of the Americans run it 1 inch by 3/4 inch. I think that's roughly around 25mm by 20mm, and then that would give me a nice size base to have eight troops on. Like I said, 8 troops on a single base, and a base is going to act as a regiment. So to start with, if we kind of run through what I've looked into First Corps and how it was made up at the start of Gettysburg, the Battle of Gettysburg. And that's what I want to base my army around. So to start with, if we can picture these dice being an army or First Corps, we've got a 1st Brigade here. So I'll start with the dice at the top. That's Longstreet himself, so I'm going to have a command base with him. Again, I'm not sure how. I think you've got to have certain base sizes for certain command positions. So because he's a division, I don't know. He's a corps commander, so I'll probably get him, maybe a couple of other commanders mounted on his base that kind of have a bit more of a diorama with him. So that'll be my corps commander there. This is then going to be Hood's division. So actually, I'll need more dice. So these other dice now are representing the divisional commanders. So this will be Hood. Again, I'll probably put him on a base with a couple of people just to kind of look a bit nice. Then we're going into the 1st Brigade, which is Anderson, or GT Anderson's brigade, of just under 1900 men at Gettysburg. And then he's going to be represented by one of these dice, where I'm going to have flag carrier and drummers on there. I think that's what you get in the command strips from Bacchus. So that'll be represented by one base, and then he's supported by 5 divisions of Georgians. Sorry, five regiments of Georgians. So I've got it all written down. I won't bore you with it, but for instance, this is 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th, and 59th Georgia regiments. So that makes up G.T. Anderson's brigade. Next one we've got here. Here is just Benning's brigade of about 1,400 men. He's going to be represented by 1 dice again with flags and drummers on there if I can. And then these are just 4 Georgian regiments which support him. Then moving down, I've got Law's brigade. Again, he's represented by a dice. Same thing. All my commanders are going to be the same thing. Brigade commanders. They'll just be there in little base with flags and drummers. And then he's supported by 5 regiments of Alabama regiments. And then there's my last little brigade here, which is Robertson's. Robertson's. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Robertson's brigade. So again, he's on his own, and then he's got 3 Texas regiments and 1 Arkansas regiment with him, and his brigade numbers around 1,700. I've got these dice on the side here. These just represent my artillery batteries. So Hood's division was supported by Henry's artillery battalion with 19 guns. Each one of these, I'll probably just have 1 base with a cannon on it representing each battery. So my first battery is Branch battery, and then German battery, Palomito artillery, and Rowan artillery. So I won't go into the names of the artilleries, but they've all got varied amount of guns. I've probably just listed them as 1 gun. I don't know if that really matters when it comes to Fire and Fury. I think it just comes down to batteries, so they'll just all be 4 cannons. I might leave. Again, I need to look into the game of how the batteries. Oh, sorry, my camera just cut out. So yeah, I need to look into how the batteries work and cannons work in the game. So till then, I'll just leave them as single cannons on a same base as infantry, and just have that as a artillery battery. So that's first division. Second division is going to be McClaw's division, which is here. So he's going to be represented by a base, and then I've got Barksdale Brigade, which is my first one. He's got 1,600 men roughly, and he's going to have the Mississippi troops with him, regiments. Next one down, we've got Kershaw's brigade, which is going to be supported by South Carolina. He's got about almost 2,200 men, so quite a big brigade. Down there again, we've got Semes, S-E-M-M-E-S, however you want to pronounce that. Brigade, he's going to be supported by Georgian. He's just got just over 1,300 men. And then the big one at the bottom there is going to be Wolford's brigade. He's got about 1,400, but they're split into 6 regiments as well as him, and they're all Georgians, but I don't know enough about the Georgian regiments. But for instance, he's got the 3rd Georgian Sharpshooters regiment within this, and then he's got Cobb's Legion and Phillips Legion. I don't really know anything about them apart from they're listed as that rather than, for instance, the 16th Georgia, but they are Georgia regiments. So yeah, that's who do I say? McClaw's division, sorry. And then he's supported again by cannons, batteries, 16 guns in his division. I won't list them, but again, they'll just be indicated by a single cannon on a base. And then the last division, possibly my favourite. Actually, well, no, I think Hood's probably my favourite, but my second favourite is going to be Pickett. So this is Pickett's division here. Famous Pickett division. So he's going to be obviously Pickett himself as a base. Armistead's brigade, probably my favourite brigade. Like I say, I've got a 28mm model that I've named Armistead, and it's going to be Armistead for battles when I can. So we've got his brigade, 1,950 men. These are all Virginians, so he's supported by 5 Virginia regiments. And then Garnett's brigade as well. He's just he's about 1400 men, again all Virginians. And then Kemper's brigade, which is just over 1600 men, again all Virginians. So, and then supported by artillery, he's got 18 guns, Pickett's division. So yeah, that's going to be kind of my battle plan for my first corps. I did notice they had a reserved artillery division almost. I didn't go into that just because I feel like this is kind of going to be the biggest I'm going to get in a game. I think it. I don't know if I can get a corps in there. I'm guessing I've seen divisions played, so I don't want to then have all this plus then an artillery division of made up of just loads of guns, especially when each division is supported by guns anyway. I mean, it depends how crazy I go with it. If I want to reconstruct the whole army of Gettysburg, then maybe I'll think of doing it. But for now, like I said, I'm going to stick with First Corps, avoiding the reserve artillery, and see how I get on. Really, I've got to kind of look into now I've kind of laid it out how many models I'm gonna, how many miniatures I'm actually going to be buying, because I'm trying to figure out Barcus what they sell. I think it's £7.20 for 20 strips. If I'm going to be using 2 strips per base, then I'm going to be getting 10 bases. And if I can see straight away, obviously each brigade is going to need minus the command strips, which you do get command strips when you buy the 20 strips of standard infantry. You do get some command strips with it, so that's good. But I'm already, for instance here, I've got 18 plus all my other divisions, so yeah, I'll be probably build up a division at a time. But yeah, looking forward to it really. It's a new project for me, so I could really do with some ideas or support or help if someone knew potentially some other model miniature kind of producers I could kind of look into as well. And then I was thinking of, I was thinking basing it on the 25mm by 20mm, probably 2mm deep. So yeah, if anyone's got any ideas or advice on how I'm going to do any tips. So I haven't done 6mm before, looked into painting tutorials, and there's some good stuff out there. So again with 6mm I'll probably paint it very basic, chuck a wash on it and leave it at that. I think it's more about how they look on the table rather than up close, because they're just so small. But Bacchus supposedly has some very good detail anyway, so I'm hoping that's really gonna make make it work. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But as like I said, if anyone wants to give me some advice, it'd be much appreciated. It's just kind of a big old project and something I've never done before. So, but I hope you guys like this little video, and let me know what you think, and let me know any advice. And as always, guys, keep an eye out for any other videos we do in the future. Cheers.